Welcome to Hat of Many Things. I'm Michael, and this is
Tom.
So we're a quick podcast. It's our first time doing this. We're going to be discussing a range of topics, everything from politics to board games to movies, and we're going to be pulling these out of a hat. Tom, what kind of hat is it?
This week, it's a wizard's hat.
It's a wizard's hat. Do you actually have a wizard's hat? Because you're on my screen. And I want to see you display this wizard's hat. I need to see.
There is a wizard's hat. It does exist somewhere,
Fetch.
I think, in my room. It's in the dressing up box.
You have a dressing up box. I don't even have a dressing up box. I don't even have a wardrobe. I have a rail with some shirts on it.
It's a thing that comes from my student days.
Tom, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
It's always difficult when someone asks you to tell them about yourselves. I am a physicist and scientist, and I also like programming.
What kind of topics are you going to want to discuss on here? What are your interests? So let's smash that.
Yeah, I'm interested in role-playing, board games, movies, TV, most nerdy things. I'm also interested in science and have been kind of forced to have an interest in politics because of how the world is. How about you, Mike?
I'm working commercial management in FM at the minute. Interested in a variety of things. I like a couple of sports. I like board games. I like computer games. I've got quite an avid interest in politics, but you may find some of our political discussion somewhat biased. We'll try and balance that out with guests. I proclaim to be interested in things like science, but do very little reading around the subject, which is great that I'm doing this because it means I can ask Tom an awful lot of questions. What is a laser?
No one knows.
What is a laser? Magnets, how do they work?
Science!
Science! I find science is best used when applied.
Equally works with any of the individual sciences. So like we used to have physics missing, need to physics written on all our whiteboards when I was an undergrad.
We'd physics it. Yeah. So my degree's in English. It's completely different to Tom's. I've got a lot of comments on story structure, role-play gaming, literature. Those are the kind of things I can talk about at length. I'm probably not as well read as I should be, but I'm definitely interested and keen on those topics.
I'm also a fan of literature, but, I'm probably not so good at picking it apart. But, I'll try. I'll give you my impressions, at least.
I used to say I want to be a writer, but then I realised I don't do enough writing to back up that claim. And instead I started being an honest person. So honestly, I'd rather do nothing. I don't even want to do this. I want to lie in bed and watch TV and play games and cuddle some people. But productivity is productivity, and hopefully this will be fun.
It'll be a fun conversation, and then people will enjoy listening to us having a fun conversation, which seems to be how the best podcast goes. So we'll aim for that.
Yes, Tom, as you can see, is extremely dry and witty. Hilarious. We're going to get a lot of banter out of him. It'd be more hilarious if you could see that ridiculous hat you're wearing. So, Tom, if this is the hat of many things and you're currently wearing it, does that mean that the first episode is going to be about you?
No, we're not doing that.
Is that what we're pulling out of the hat?
Randomly your head? Determine our topics, but obviously we had to pick somewhere to start. And so in our first episode, we're going to be discussing the general election in the UK in 2017. Because,
let's face it, you have not heard enough about this subject. You will never hear enough about this subject. You are not bored of this subject whatsoever. And we are going to have new and insightful things to say that has never been said before. I cannot promise any of those things.
That, and also I think, we both need to get it off our chests and just have a chat about it because, it affects our lives.
It is on the chest, it is weighing down the chest, and we are going to end up with sagging breasts if we do not get it off the chest.
That English degree going to good work there.
It's the metaphors and similes are going to be astounding. They're going to be the best. They're going to be better than China's, and no one will be able to compete with our metaphors.
And is Mexico going to pay for them?
They're just astounding. No, Mexico are not going to pay for them, but they may occasionally deliver some delicious, tasty food so that I don't get too hungry.
Yeah, I mean, the whole country...
Probably not Mexico, probably just a Mexican restaurant.
Yeah, that's the word. That's the word.
Egotistical. Narcissistic, perhaps. Yeah. I think if I had the country of Mexico preparing my meals, I could consider myself to have made it in life. I've probably achieved something. Maybe nothing good, but something. Like, what is your aim in life? Well, just fascist dictator. Oh, ouch. That's us in a nutshell. We probably rambled on a bit much. Some of this will get cut inevitably.
Including the bit where you said it will get cut.
Tom is... Yes.
How will anyone know if we've cut the bit that gets cut?
Tom will manage the site and outtakes. I'm sure they will be greatly humorous if you enjoy laughing at our expense instead of at genuine humour. And this is where we would play a jingle.
Insert jingle here that we have yet to determine.
Yeah, so that's a brief about us, about what we're doing. We're going to enjoy pulling things out of the hat. We want your suggestion to what goes in the hat. Please, nothing too squelchy.
Sorry, the website for that will be in the show notes.
Preferably something written on paper.
Decided yet.
Possibly something that can be written on a piece of paper before being pulled out of the hat, not an object. And if we ever actually get more than, say, 3 followers or something, we can maybe have a PO box and people can send objects. Like, a tennis ball. Wonder what this subject is.
We're going to assume Wimbledon in whatever hypothetical future year this is.
I was thinking dogs.
It could also be dogs.
It could be dogs. Hold on. Tom, I've got something. Bear with me. Because I'm Mike and this is Tom and this is our little jingle song. And many things.
That is no worse than the guys on the Shut Up and Sit Down podcast.